I feel like the people in charge of feminism are like secretly obsessed with men or something.
Absolutely. I've said that for a long time. I don't
Oh,
understand it because it's like, let's study women and our goal, we're all about women, empowering women and women, study women. Okay, what's the conclusion? Be like men.
be like men.
You're hanging out in the House of Sunny podcast, where it's always sunny, mostly because of your host, comedian and YouTuber, Sunny Loman. Want to know what Sunny and her friends are thinking about this week? Well, here she is, Sunny Loman.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the House of Sunny podcast. It's been a long time, a couple of months. I'm here with Doug.
Hello, nice to see you.
Doug and his sweet fake pad.
Mm-hmm.
I need a sweet fake pad. This is a mess.
Just check your filter.
I'll do it.
You got
actually
nice
what
pad.
I want is like a real sweet pad.
Your actual house is close to my virtual house, so you should be proud of yourself.
If only I had the furniture, though. That's pretty sweet. I need an interior decorator.
Well, man, it's good to see you.
Good to see you too.
I know we've had a tough year.
Yeah, but, I didn't really tell anybody what was going on, but basically I was in the hospital again. But
it was planned.
It was planned this time. It was, I'm trying to like get a cure basically and to feel better. And it's going to take me some time, but this was a planned hospital visit and things go wrong and things went wrong. And I ended up with a blood clot in my liver and it just like freaking really took me down. So man. I've been out of it longer than I expected to be. And so I'm also a little bit tired. So this is a push for me to do this. So anyway, we'll see how far I get. But rather than get into all that, I wanted to tell you what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. We're going to talk about Kim Kardashian and Kanye West. We're going to talk about the SCOTUS leak and some other interesting cultural observations. So stay with us for the whole show. I guess we'll start with the light stuff, maybe. Let's talk about the Met Gala and Kim Kardashian, because there's so much Kim Kardashian news right now. And I have some interesting things to say about this Met Gala. So the Met Gala is this Vogue party that happens every year. And it's, super duper fashionable. It's all the fashionable people. The woman who runs Vogue, like, keeps this very tight invite list. You have to be like it. You have to be
That's not the Prada woman, is it? The Devil Wears Prada woman.
The woman that they Vogue? Modeled that after. Yes, it's her.
That's her. Okay.
Anna Wintour. She's this British, very stuck up.
That Meryl Streep played.
Stick up butt bitch. But Tina Fey, you can Google this on YouTube. She went on David Letterman after she'd been to the Met Gala one year. This was a few years ago. Mm-hmm. And she said, it's basically a jerk parade. And honestly, I think that's probably all it's been. But for me, I love this kind of stuff. And I love the dramatic dresses and the stupid fashion. Man. And it's fun to me. But now I used to look at that as, isn't it great that we live in a culture and a time when you can just literally fuck around like this. Like you can have a theme and these rich people show up in these like crazy costumes. And it's like, it's decadent in a way that can be kind of cool. It can be go Western civilization. The problem is these are the people who literally have achieved almost nothing real. They're like the modern artist with the paint splashes. It's Kim Kardashian.
But Elon Musk was there.
Elon Musk was there. Yeah.
So we'll make an exception for him.
Well, there are exceptions, obviously, but there's all these sort of like creepy people. Tina Fey was talking about how when you get inside, you walk down this hall and there's all of these like gorgeous boys. She's like, I thought there was like some sort of security or something. And then I realized that they were just gorgeous boys. She's just like, it's kind of this perverted, like what you can imagine goes on in these elite levels and what they think is acceptable.
90% of the planning committee is probably gay men. So you're going to get a little bit of the gorgeous boy.
Shirtless
dynamic.
with a tie, or some kind of weird crap.
Yeah.
Anyway, but Anna Wintour probably has her, or thinks she has her finger on the pulse of the world. But I think that's getting increasingly less so, because I think as these people get more woke and more sort of disconnected, they really don't know what's happening in the culture. They've got this very tiny slice of culture. They know what's happening, but they don't really understand, which I think the proof of that is that go woke, go broke. And how many companies keep making this mistake? Yeah. They don't really get what the rest of us think of them. And now, whereas this is a complete shift for me. I used to love this crap. I used to look at these, fun, go Western civilization. Now I look at it and I go, these people, they're Marxists or Marxist enablers. They're freaking perverted. They're trying to shove their shit into my daughter's face.
Yeah.
And I think they're sick. Like I look at it now and I think I'm contemptuous of the whole thing. I just think the whole thing is like, last year AOC was there with her tax the rich dress, and all the servants are wearing masks and they're unmasked, and it feels like that. They are so, they're authoritarians. It's literally Hunger Games. When I watch this Met Gala, I'm thinking this is freaking Hunger Games.
Did you see the picture of Hillary Clinton in a red gown?
Let's find that.
And her servant, who's like an African-American looking guy, and he's got a mask on, and he's dealing with her trail of her dress. She's outside with a mask, and she's just posing for the cameras.
You texted this to me, and it's so great. Here, let me share the screen. I can't make this bigger, unfortunately. Okay.
But this thing has gone from, like, you're right. It's gone from, like, even the Academy Awards is a similar dynamic where it's gone from like a James Bond kind of, tux, black tie, suave, sophisticated kind of a thing to, there it is.
Yeah.
To this.
Here's the
James Bond to Hillary Clinton. Now the villains are running the galas.
Yeah, here's the black dude with the mask outside while Hillary Clinton poses in the fat Hillary Clinton poses. Hillary Clinton,
look at
her.
God, she's
smug,
evil.
Smug bitch.
And what has she produced in her life? Put her up against Elon Musk.
She has produced allegedly murder.
Murder, rape enablement.
I took one of those
taxes.
I took one of those
medicine.
Stupid online Facebook tests yesterday about, like, what is your ideal career? And mine was mafia boss. Apparently, I'm just jealous of Hillary.
Yeah, you're just exactly. You would love to be her.
Yeah, this spectacle of these people without masks in their, multi thousand, tens of thousands of dollars dresses. And they're shoving socialism down our throats, which is ruining our lives and our kids' lives.
Well,
they're printing money, and our kids, we are going to pay, and our kids are going to pay for their largesse. It just feels like really gross.
There was a time when, to be in those circles, you did need to be have some form of achievement.
Yeah.
Whether in business or entertainment, because there was a pretty high bar and threshold to be in these types of circles. Not always, but a lot of the time. And, you respected these people of achievement who were also could be beautiful or glamorous.
Yeah.
And now, like, what's the bar to becoming famous now? Or, in an easy money atmosphere, like you said, that where the Fed's printing money, where the rich are getting richer, not due to their own productivity, but to asset prices ballooning, to people who are poll peddlers in politics, who are getting their increasing share of the loot, and who dispense favors for these types of people. And just the postmodern criteria of success and achievement is that you're a victim, that you're a bigger victim than someone else. So, like, what are the criteria for being successful?
Yeah. So toward that end, look at this tweet that Claire Lehman, who is the publisher of Quillette, who I used to admire, but No. Now, this ties in exactly what we're talking about. She writes, if you routinely deride elites, the laptop class, and the PMC, whether you like it or not, you are promoting a Marxist worldview. Elites, PMC, laptop class is just another term for bourgeoisie. And that is so false because they're the Marxists. So what she's saying is, if you deride this elite, that you are literally engaging in Marxist class warfare. But the difference is, I mean, let's be honest, the communist revolution did have a legit point. You had kings and queens ruling these countries. They were authoritarians. And while they didn't have total control over your life, they weren't totalitarians. I doubt they even had the technology for that. But also, you had different power groups like the church, and you had different power groups.
Yeah, you had serfdom in Russia until the 1860s. I mean, literally, like you were a slave on your land. You were a slave. So and yeah, they
could throw you into any conflict they felt like and kill you and your neighbors, and it was bad. Yeah. So just because Marxist, it's like this is the thinking in non-essentials thing. Yeah. And this is why I really admired Ayn Rand as a kid, because I mean, I still do. What am I saying? This is why one of the things I really admire about her is she knew how to think in essentials. She didn't get bogged down in this kind of weird, it's like people saying, oh, terrorism is bad. I'm not really even sure what that means. What's bad is that these people want to control us. And, because you could argue that like the Tea Party and in our history, some of our tactics were not always civil or polite or like freaking gentlemanly. Yeah. And they had they started guerrilla warfare, copying from how the Indians fought us and made trouble for us.
She's taking concepts out of context, yes, and then trying to score points. Yeah. Right? Because she's substituting the legitimate term, like the old term for elite might be like 100 years ago. An elite might be Rockefeller or Ford or an industrialist. It could also be someone who's bad, but mostly it was business owners and it was people, commercial bankers or whatever.
In this country, it was.
But I'd say a majority of the kind of thinking of the elites at that time was a different concept of what was elite. It was like if someone made a lot of money, but they honestly made their money, or they earn their money through production, that's legitimate to be elite. You should be elite if you're Elon Musk. You're an amazingly productive, extraordinary person. Whereas what a lot of people deride the elites about now are Hillary Clinton. It's Elizabeth Warren. It's Klaus von Bülow, not the guy that runs the World Economic Forum. It's not Klaus von Bülow, it's a Nazi, but similar. And these kinds of people that are literally like globalist, central planner wannabes. They're tyrants.
And so even all these shallow celebrities that we call, oh my gosh, it's saying this meeting will end in 10 minutes. Upgrade now to remove the 40-minute time limit. I thought you only had to do a 40-minute time limit when you had more than one person on. Oh man, might have to redo this meeting, do another meeting. That's fine. We'll go till it shuts off. So yeah.
Yeah. So the celebrities are elites
even
too.
The celebrities, they're the ones who back BLM, and like, I don't care if they don't really understand what they're saying. They are enabling, and they're part of this culture of force and communism. So she's taking the idea that we're classing people, which we are. We're saying these are the wealthy elites. And when I say elite, I am not talking about Elon Musk, really, although he's part of the oligarch. He really is part of it. But he's obviously not powerful in the same way, because he's going to have a really hard time now. He's really put a handicap on himself now by what he's doing, by taking the side of free speech. And did you see, just side note, did you see that Elon went after, who are these companies that have signed this letter to tell, I forget who they sent the letter to, but they're trying to get something about, they're trying to stop him.
Yeah, I saw
and
that.
He looked into it, and it's freaking Hillary Clinton, Obama, George Soros. Like, it's the freaking elites.
Mm-hmm.
It's that group of nefarious mafia fuckers trying to steal everybody's stuff and control everybody.
Another distinction with elite too is it's those who want to rule over you and take your stuff and control you. The connotation of elite in Marxism might be, okay, an industrialist who just makes a product or who's rich. It doesn't necessarily follow that someone who's rich or who earned their wealth is trying to control you. They might just be trying to sell you a product. They might have power because they have money and things like that. But that's a totally different connotation than the George Soros, Hillary Clinton types that through law and through the legal system literally want to control your life and inject you with vaccines and whatever.
However, today, I think that includes most corporations, the large companies, because my background was in management consulting. I've been in maybe 20 Fortune 100 companies in there, meeting the executives and interacting with them. And they are all poser fuckers. I hated the whole environment. They're fake. They don't have any real skills except schmoozing. And it's exactly what Ayn Rand described. When you have this situation where you have to have a man in Washington, your CEO becomes your man. The guy who can pull favors is the guy that you put in that place, because he's the guy who can protect you and who can get you favors and make your company make money. So that is what it has evolved into in the last 100 years. And I'm talking large, very large corporations. So most of those CEOs are serious assholes. They're not good people. And
and we could put them in the elite now.
Absolutely. It's unusual to find a person like Elon, someone who's kept his independence and who's not just a fake schmoozer. But he's an engineer.
Yet she's trying to say that by calling out these elites, by calling out these corporate and political figures and celebrity figures that want to rule you, that you are promoting a Marxist worldview. No, we're not. We're pro-liberty. We want people to leave us the fuck alone.
Right.
Like, that's all we want. It's just like, leave us alone. Don't tell us what to do.
So how is it Marxist when you're demanding of these elites, leave us the fuck alone, get out of our business? Oh, you're a Marxist because you're calling them elites. It is the most non-essential thing to focus on. And it is just to win points for her side. And it's how she fucking justifies herself, and it's her own pretzel mind. I mean, okay. Back to the Met Gala though. Okay. So Kim Kardashian, I knew that her marriage with Kanye West was over at the Met Gala. I was watching this. Can't even believe I watched this shit, but I do. She went to the Met Gala. I think it was the year before last. And then they had like a break because of COVID. And there was this behind the scenes little video that they were shooting of her trying to get in her dress. This was her dress.
Yikes.
It's latex.
She's gross.
She's gross, dude, right?
Ugh.
Thank you. I mean, I'm not a dude, but I
looks
look
like
at
she just got out of the shower with that. Her hair is terrible.
Well, it was supposed to be water, and Kanye hated this. And so behind the scenes, Kim is saying, Kanye never said this, and he never said this to the camera, but she was saying, Kanye hates my dress, and he thinks a mother of four shouldn't be wearing stuff like this. I was like, well,
yeah.
Maybe he wants you to grow, Kim, maybe he wants you to grow up now that you've had 4 fucking kids.
Yeah.
But she's still stuck on, well, I mean, what do you expect when you marry a porn star, which is what she is? Let's be real. All of her fame comes from a sex tape that she marketed. She created and marketed. And she's been lying that oh no, it was just it was my boyfriend. And then it got leaked, and that is all a lie. And the guy that her boyfriend at the time, Ray J, has come out now publicly slamming her for ruining his reputation by making it seem like he was this perv and leaked this tape, and that he, when the whole thing, and her mother knew about it before. So this was planned. This was part of how to get famous. And they are trashy people. And the other thing that Ray J said that I didn't even know was Kim and one of her sisters, he sued them for stealing money from his mother. They took his mother's credit card. Apparently they were friends with his sister. They took his mother's credit card and charged over $100,000 on her Amex to supply clothes for their retail store in Miami. And he sued them, and they settled. And they admitted that they had used the money for their retail shop. Gross. So like, they're freaking trash. And so of course she's going to still dress like this after 4 kids. She can't evolve into, this is a Met Gala. You can wear a costume, you can wear something. And the thing too is every year there's a theme, and people just don't follow the theme. They just wear whatever the fuck, it's hilarious. Mm-hmm. This year, the theme was the Gilded Age. Can you imagine in today's times, post-COVID, with all the inflation and everything going on, you pick the Gilded Age as a theme?
Yeah, bad luck.
More out of touch. So anyway, this year, she wore the dress that Marilyn Monroe wore to Kennedy's birthday party, the one she sang that happy birthday song in. Here she is in the dress. Here's another look. I mean, everybody knows this dress because it was incredible, right? Mm-hmm. An incredible dress.
Yeah, famous dress.
So they let her wear the real thing.
What?
And there she is in it at the Met Gala.
That's the dress or a replica?
That's the dress.
They kept it.
Yes. Apparently Ripley's Believe It or Not owns it. They paid $4 million for it at auction or something. And they loaned it to Kim Kardashian to wear at the Met Gala for the Gilded Age. And she had to lose 16 pounds in 3 weeks to wear it.
Wow.
She's 5'1". Marilyn Monroe was 5'5", and Kim had to lose 16 pounds to wear it. I'm just bringing that up.
She needs the liver disease.
So freaking fat. But look at this dress. It doesn't suit her. It's the wrong color. Look at her skin. She looks like Orange Lady Bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, she looks orange. It's the wrong tone for her.
It also looks like a pantsuit. It doesn't really look like a dress to me.
Yeah, it's just doesn't have the same knockout quality. And I know she's not Marilyn Monroe, but the other thing is Marilyn she's not wearing like any support. You know what I mean? Like, she's not perfect. She's not perfect. And she's not wearing Spanx. And it's really good. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is the sexiest thing. And then you go look at Kim, and there's not a wrinkle out of place, and it's freaking boring. It just doesn't wow at all. I really think that there's something about that. And I don't know how. I'd like to hear your perspective as a dude. I have this idea that there's a certain amount of imperfection that's actually sexier. And when a woman is overly polished, they lose something.
Well, I think Marilyn Monroe, first of all, I like Marilyn's hair. like Kim here is got, like, that's female hair to me.
Yeah.
forget about the fact that that was stylish in the 60s. It would still be stylish now to have hair like that.
Yeah.
And Marilyn also has a great personality, a bullion personality that comes through in every picture she's in. She's smiling and laughing, and look at that. I mean, she looks brilliant, wonderful. And in Kim's case, she's looking like serious.
Dead eyes.
She has black eyeliner. She has like gray hair almost. That's like matching the color of the dress, and it's pulled back like a guy. And so, yeah, there's aspects of this that are very beautiful, no doubt. But it doesn't do anything for me. I think it's like, to me, this would be like, if you were a sculptor, this would be your first draft. Like, all right, I basically got a female form. I've got like a head, and I've got like the statue and the essence of the statue, but now I really have to go to work on the details. Like, I got to make her like actually like into a human being, that someone I want to be around.
Yeah, it's not human. That's what it is. And she's wearing head to toe like a corset, and very tight.
So you can't see
bodice in here. You don't see her body at all.
And Marilyn's boobs too were like kind of
no bra, dude.
Like that's just screaming, like, oh my God, like look at that right there.
Like those are boobies.
That's going to catch a guy's
You can see her
attention.
belly button.
Yeah. And her arms she's not like cut, like ripped in good shape. She's just kind of like a normal woman. And she's got like her boobs are kind of hanging out all over the place. And she looks a little boozy and fun. Like, I'd like to go party with her and like, like go and get a drink or whatever. She looks a little crazy and but she looks like a fun, beautiful, glamorous woman. Like you would take her to Vegas, like Kim Kardashian, you would take to the Met Gala.
But would you? I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't.
Like a modern Met Gala. I mean, to like a
I wouldn't
museum.
really take her anywhere. She's boring.
Yeah,
she's
I know.
boring.
That's what I take her to like
Marilyn might be trash, but she's fun. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, so I agree with the hair. I mean, why would you wear your hair? First of all, she takes her beautiful, natural, glossy black hair, which is really healthy and shiny and pretty. She's lucky she has this kind of, ethnic hair that I would kill for. And she decides to be more like Marilyn. I'm going to bleach the hell out of it, which, by the way, the reason it looks so bad is it's an uneven job. There was some close-ups that showed splotches of yellow and gray in it.
Gross.
And all this breakage. And now apparently her hair is falling out.
Oh.
So she really screwed up. She's going to be in wigs for like a year. And she does the color, like she's obsessed. It's got to be blonde, but doesn't think, the spirit of it is this feminine, wear your hair down, be kind of, that's the spirit of it. And she doesn't get it. She just does not get it. And I can't help but think if she were still married to Kanye, something else would have happened here, because
like if I was in the room that night and she's like, hey, honey, what do you think? I'd be like, no.
Yeah.
Like, dude, what are you doing with your hair? Like, you've got beautiful hair. Let that shit
cascade
flow.
And
look like a woman.
I probably would say wear a replica in a different tone that matches your skin, because it doesn't look right. It makes her look like her skin is.
She looks
funny.
like an officer in Starfleet,
Yeah.
Star Trek reference.
So yeah, she's
you know what I mean? Like if like, in Star Trek, sometimes like it's like, oh, they sent a new captain to run the ship while, so-and-so's gone, and this ball busting,
stupid
short-haired
shows up.
Tight ass comes in, to boss everybody around. That's what she looks like.
I'm so sick of that type.
Yeah, we don't need that. We need more Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah, we do. and and other feminine types. I'm ready for feminine types. There was a meme going around about, it's so funny. I'm trying to think where it is because I could show it to you rather than describe it. I might have posted it to my Facebook. It's describing the phases of feminism. And
I don't think I've seen that one.
I gotta just show this. It's so funny. I'm just gonna do it. It'll take me a second. Oh my God. Is my page down? Weird.
What?
Yeah, it was right. Okay, no.
Your professional page?
I wouldn't be surprised. I've been posting some stuff about
I'm
obviously
right
feminism.
now.
Okay, I just got on it. All right. Here we go. I'll share my screen.
God.
So funny.
Oh, that is fun.
Okay. First wave feminism. We want to be equal to men. Second wave feminism. We don't need men. Third wave feminism. We are men. Fourth wave feminism. We are women.
And it's a man.
And it's a man. But for the people just listening, I should explain. First wave feminism is a Rosie the Riveter with her arm saying we want to be equal to men. Second wave feminism, we don't need men, is a picture of that crazy actress who plays the superhero, not Captain America, but what is it? It's
Yeah, I know who you mean.
And third wave feminism is a picture of
Rachel Maddow.
And it says we are men.
So
and
good.
fourth wave feminism is a picture of who's
trans
the swimmer? Who's the swimmer?
The Leah, the swimmer that just
Thomas?
won.
Is her name or something? We are women. So men just taking it. The fourth wave feminism is men. And that's kind of how it feels. It's like all of our femininity and all the things that make us different and special is just supposed to be crossed out. I feel like the people in charge of feminism are like secretly obsessed with men or something.
Absolutely. I've said that for a long time. I don't understand it because it's like, let's study women and our goal, we're all about women, empowering women and women, study women. Okay. What's the conclusion? Be like men.
Be like men. Don't have babies.
Do what men do.
Get a hard ass career, be tough, be bitchy. Hillary Clinton with her,
Yeah.
I'm roar, hear me roar, or whatever she says. Like, I can't remember some of the phrases she said.
It's so wrong. It's the opposite.
And there are women who in very feminine ways have been just as successful as men. Like, you don't have to be a freaking dude. But ever since I became a mom, I just see that as maybe the most important thing I've ever done with my life and my body.
Dude, go to YouTube at some point, anyone listening, and just search Democratic women versus conservative women who let the dogs out. That's such a great montage of beautiful, feminine, strong, brilliant women.
Right.
And then they go to the Democrats and it's like Rosie O'Donnell and people like that. It's just,
and
what a
they
contrast.
seem to want to look uglier and uglier and uglier on purpose. Mm-hmm. And it's weird, man.
I think it's a way of dealing with their competitiveness, cattiness, and insecurity and failure, I'm not going to try and compete or be as good as these other women. I'm going to trash the whole idea of femininity.
Yeah, right. I don't feel pretty.
And then there's no standard.
Rather than like try to do the best with what I have, I'm going to purposely look ugly. And I mean, it's something that has always happened to teens. I see that, you saw this happen in high school. Now it seems even worse. And now this whole trans thing, all the girls are the girls, even the non-trans one, are trying to be like gender non-specific because that's how they win victim points. And it's
a self-defense mechanism. It's a way of withdrawing from the uncomfortableness and the pain of dealing with people in high school and junior high school. So instead of dealing with it or learning how to cope rationally or trying to cope rationally with teen competitiveness and belligerence, and I'm going to be, I'm just going to become a boy. I'm done. It's sort of like, it's like a magic wish. This is funny. I was just saying this the other day. You remember that genre of like teenage witch movies that came out? It was like Sabrina the Witch, and there was all these witch movies. And I always thought that the essence of those movies and of those plots was, if you're a teenage girl and you're having all sorts of issues with the bad girls and the popular girls, and you feel like an outsider or whatever, wouldn't it be nice to have magic powers?
Superpowers? Oh, yeah.
And just be a witch. And then you could just blink your eyes or whatever, and you could turn them into frogs or whatever. And so it almost seemed like revenge porn to me, like for teenage girls to be like, God, I wish I had magic powers. And now to me, this like trans stuff for kids is like that. It's like a magic power. Like, I'm a girl, I'm having problems, or I'm a boy or whatever. Okay, I'm the opposite sex. Just identify. I don't want to deal with all this shit anymore. Just stop. Or some victim class. I'm going to become part of some victim class, whatever it is. And now I'm untouchable. You can't make fun of me. You can't hurt me. You can't cause me. I'm this protected special class. And
it's why the fat girls are starting to say,
yes,
you're fat shaming. It's like, well, lose some weight. I mean, it's just not healthy. And it shows a sort of wallowing and a lack of discipline. I have so many loved ones with weight issues, and on prednisone, I've had fluctuating weight. I mean, I'm not judging, but you can't demand that people see you as beautiful.
Something you're not.
Or it's just, it is what it is. And
there's a difference between acceptance, understanding, empathy, and demanding, and that versus demanding respect and approval for your state or your situation. Like, I could have empathy or feel sorry for you or understand or treat you in a certain way, but that doesn't mean I have to respect it. It doesn't mean I have to like it. It doesn't mean I have to approve of it or think that you're better as a result of it.
Yeah. Hey, here, stop.
Come on, doggy.
He just started barking. How do I stop
I noticed.
From barking?
Spray him. Throw a can with pennies in it.
You want to see him? He's growing big.
Oh, hey, buddy.
Isn't he cute?
Look at him. Yeah.
He's such a baby.
Can you see? Yeah. Put on there's YouTube videos now that are made for dogs. Just put on like videos for dogs.
It entertains them.
It does. Like, my dog, actually, I've never seen anything like it. Like, it's birds and squirrels. And my dog will sit there and stare at TV for hours. It's crazy.
I'm going to do that.
Or if you put it on your phone, the dog will try and like bite your phone.
I was watching a video yesterday. A dog was watching Bambi, and it got upset when the mother died.
No.
Yeah, I swear it did. Maybe it was getting a command. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that was the video anyway.
Nice.
So, all right, back to some pop culture news. So everybody's been following the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial, except you, Doug. But you probably know a little bit about it.
Yeah, I don't know the basics. I watched some of Johnny Depp's sarcastic remarks because it was so funny, because he's kind of brilliant. But I don't really know what's going on. She's suing him or something.
To Amber Heard's testimony this week, which has been, it is
so tell me just give me the 10-second nutshell. Like, she's suing him?
No, he's suing her. Okay.
Oh, for defamation. I'm sorry. Yeah, for defamation.
So this is crazy, dude. So, they got divorced. She accused him of domestic violence. There was no evidence of that. The police, he was never accused of it. There was never any charges, so it was just like this, as it was happening, it was like, well, maybe did he throw a phone at her face? And then she released this video of him slamming cabinets, which came out a few years ago.
Yeah.
But it was kind of clear that she was baiting him, and he was obviously really mad, and, everybody's been there. And so there was no evidence of him actually hurting her, and it just kind of went away. And they had a divorce settlement. It was a nasty divorce, but he gave her money. She said, I don't want any of your money. It's all going to charity, to prove like she wasn't really a gold digger or something like that. But then she didn't give it to charity. Like, it was just icky, right? And so then 2 years later, part of this Me Too crap, she publishes an op-ed in the Washington Post. She doesn't name him, but she describes her own troubles with domestic violence.
Oh, God.
And everybody
Here we
knows
go.
it's Johnny Depp that she's talking about. Everybody knows. 3 days later, he loses his job as Captain Jack
That's
Sparrow.
right. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm putting the pieces together here.
I mean, and I don't even know how many millions of dollars dude lost. You couldn't even calculate. For years now, his career has been in the toilet because of that op-ed. And she wrote it from the standpoint of being this like ambassador for the ACLU, for women's issues. And she's been speaking on women's issues everywhere, talking about her sad victim, domestic violence situation. And she's
the teen witch who got the magic power.
She's been playing it up like, in her life, and her life has been going great. And she was an Aquaman and all this stuff. And his life, he couldn't get a freaking job. This is like an A-list, a really amazing guy who can't get a job because of an accusation, not anything proven in court or charges or anything. And so finally he had to sue her just to get his reputation back. And I think his attitude is, I'll win no matter what, because this is the truth of all this will get out. It'll be a circus. People will find out things I don't want them to know, but what do I have to lose at this point?
Yeah, right.
And because he has had drug problems, he has done cocaine, marijuana, he's had problems with alcohol. But
that's unusual in Hollywood.
Yeah, never heard of that among the actor class. But like she has a picture. She released a picture of him passed out next to his bed with vomit on his shirt.
Oh, come on, man.
But she released a picture of that. How fucking disgusting do you have to be that your husband is in that situation? And what do? You take a picture? I would never even take a picture of somebody in that situation. Use this. Right? I mean, just the fact that she owns that picture is gross. And
well, the fact that went through her mind, I'll take a picture of this so I can use it later.
It shows she's diabolical. A psycho. She's a psycho, right? So, but here I am. I'm on the side of the guy who vomited on himself because she is crazy. Like, she's next level. It's not even funny. And so it turns out, Doug, she didn't write that op-ed. Guess who wrote that op-ed for her?
Oh no, who?
The ACLU.
Wow.
They wrote it.
You're kidding me.
No. And they have all these emails back and forth. This came out in the trial.
Wow.
They wrote this op-ed. And there were things where she wanted to name him and they were like, no, you can't name him. So she was trying to name him. She wanted to nail him to the wall. They were the ones saying, you can't name him. You have an agreement in your divorce that you're not going to make these accusations. So you can't name him. So she knew that and was going forward anyway with this thing she knew was about him. So it's a complete violation of their agreement and it ruined his career legitimately. And he's suing her for $50 million. And she's countersuing for $100 million. Ha 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 ha. Funny. So that's the setup. I thought that ACLU thing was one of the biggest things to come out last time. But, if you just even peruse this tangentially, you will hear her admitting to hitting him, that she cut his finger off at one point in an argument right after they were married, that he was frequently seen with bruises on his face. And there were constant arguments and everybody agrees that she started him. She got mad at him. So they had this ritual that he thought was really sweet where he would come home and she would take his boots off. And one day he came home and she was on the phone or busy or something. And he took his own boots off and she got mad. That's my job. Like,
oh,
that's the kind of
psycho.
Yeah, that's the kind of
crazy.
Psycho. She's got a mental problem, you know?
How could he have married this girl? Like, how would you?
She's gorgeous. These people love bomb you. They have great sex with you. They're predators, you feel like it's too good to be true. They mirror you. They start dressing like you. They like everything you like. Mm. They dig into your psychology. They learn about you. And then they start chipping away at your self-esteem using your deepest, darkest stuff. They make you doubt yourself. It's like textbook.
Johnny Depp, though.
Well, I mean, he was in an abusive home growing up. Like, he's got stuff.
Oh, okay.
So
she figured out how to manipulate him.
Yeah.
Okay. So then what? Now what?
Okay. So now he did his thing. He's rested his case, and it was pretty damaging to her. I think everybody's like, oh my God, we didn't know that she was such a psycho. And all that stuff, I knew it. I heard about that stuff a couple years ago, but you have to be like me, like a news junkie, or you don't hear about that. Mm-hmm. And of course, everybody's protecting the Me Too crowd. So, she was protected. And now she's taken the stand. And I just want you to see some of her testimony, because I just want to know if it sounds legit to you. Let's get out of here. Okay, let's see.
Oh boy. Doesn't she have a really incompetent defense?
Naturally control blood sugar and naturally increase insulin sensitivity.
I'm not sure.
I felt like he recognized me and I recognized him, and there was just something there that was the love of my life. And he was.
Psycho. My psycho alarm's going on.
But he was also this other thing. He was also this other thing. And that other thing was awful thing that would come out and take over. And it was, you couldn't see the Johnny I loved underneath it. It was this other thing.
I like how people are commenting she's actually not crying. There's no tears.
No tears.
He'd pass out in his own vomit. He'd lose control of his body. He'd lose control, and everyone would clean up after him. I cleaned up after him. I mean, this man lost control of his bowels, and I cleaned up after him. His security cleaned up after him, changed his pants in front of me. He would pass out in his own sick.
They're laughing.
I don't think it's against the law to lose your bowels. That's not abuse. So if he did,
where's the crime here?
And so she's just, and her face to me does not look sad. It looks disgusted. She doesn't know the difference. She doesn't know how to look actually. And her lower lip isn't trembling like it does when you're really trying to not cry.
Yeah,
and there are no tears.
This is very acty.
It's very so acty. And I haven't super looked into this, but I heard this morning that people are saying that a lot of the phrases she said are out of movies.
What?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. And
he'd walk around saying,
oh my God,
he didn't have a problem. Until he did. Until he couldn't support it anymore, and he'd get clean and he'd get sober, and then he was this thing.
That's so actory.
This thing that made me feel so loved.
No one talks like this.
And then he was this thing.
Oh my God.
No one talks like this.
Oh my God.
My soulmate, as cheesy as that sounds, I just felt.
Right? Just faker than fake, right?
God, that's brutal. There's something that's so fake. I couldn't describe or necessarily articulate to you why that comes off as so phony to me, but I know it when I see it, just instinctually.
Yeah.
That it's clearly that's like the cadence of an actress.
Yeah.
Because no one actually talks like that when they're upset.
Right.
It just doesn't come out that way.
Right.
Like that's someone who's trying to be upset.
Right.
Like, oh, like if I was trying to pretend like I was upset, that's probably what I would try and sound like. But if I was like truly like shocked and on the stand and I mean, that's not at all what it sounds like ever. It's so weird.
Right. It's so obviously fake.
Wow.
And also the part where she's like, and then he was my Johnny. And then he was okay. Like that is fake.
No.
Just and she's bouncing. And people just don't talk like that. It's just,
yeah.
It's so fake. And when you juxtapose, like there's this moment where she's saying like, I know hitting is wrong. And I know that you just don't come back from your husband hitting you. And I know it's wrong. And I know it's wrong for a woman to hit a man too. And then cut to her saying in a videotape that he had of her, that she had of herself or something, where she's like, I didn't punch you. Okay. I hit you. It's not a punch. You're not punched, babe. You're hit.
Whoa.
Like, nasty, you know?
Wow.
Yeah. She's going down, dude. And it's about time. And I watched Pirates of the Caribbean 1 with my daughter a couple days ago because she's kind of old enough now to watch it. And I had forgotten how charming Johnny Depp is. He really is charismatic. Those films are fluff and nothing without Captain Jack Sparrow.
Yeah.
He made those movies, and for Disney to drop him on a non-proven charge when he also had come out with evidence that, you know, it was definitely disputed. He never said, I did this. He said unequivocally, I never did any of that. And there's this and this and this that proves it. And I mean, all this
he
stuff
should sue Disney. Is he suing Disney?
I don't know if he has a basis for that. But he said he'll never work for Disney again. I mean, they didn't stand by him on a character that he created, that he made them hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars off of, if not like probably billions. There are 6 Pirates movies plus merch.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And China. And I mean, come on. So.
Yeah, he's got a major case here.
Yeah. So that's kind of interesting. Do you want to do a royal report?
Well, of course.
Well, first of all, Meghan Markle lost her Netflix show. I don't know if you heard about that.
No, awesome.
But you know, they
had signed a deal, right? Like multi-million-dollar
deal.
And then they didn't do any shows. They didn't produce anything.
Not yet. And they also did a multi-million-dollar deal with Spotify. And they produced one podcast and then couldn't get around to any other podcast for like it's been 2 years. So they hired a producer, and then I think Spotify just dropped him. I don't know what's going on with that, but what happened was the Invictus Games happened over in Europe, and Harry went over there to do the Invictus Games. He created these games, and it's actually a cool thing. It's for disabled vets to compete in various sports. And Invictus is such a great poem. It's such an uplifting idea. And as a vet himself, I thought, you know, really of all the things, this could have just been his brand and really defined him as a person for a long time. It was golden. I mean, he's given up so much, you know? So anyway, he went over there with Meghan and a Netflix crew and was like pushing his better up, psychology thing. Like he's merching the whole freaking thing now, which is such a Meghan thing to do. So it's not charity anymore. It's an opportunity to make money and, you know.
Do you know if they were cut off from the money from the royal family?
Yes,
after
they were. Absolutely.
They were. Okay, good. So they got to make their own money now.
They have to make their own money. And so it is tough. I mean,
poor things.
I don't know why you would give up the golden opportunity of being in the glamour and the bubble of a fucking British palace for Hollywood.
Go
and
woke,
the insecurity around that, and you got to freaking hustle, and you got to have hits, and you could be the most bored. Look at the royal family. Half those people are so dull, but they still get their fancy clothes and their apartments, and they get to meet. And
they wanted to go it alone. Good for them.
Meghan is an idiot. I don't know why she thought she could do better.
Anyway, so is it so? You're just saying they shit all over the whole Invictus Games by just making it like a brand activation kind of ceremony.
And then he did an interview with Good Morning America that it is cringeworthy. He appears so uncomfortable, and he's fidgety, and it's like, what happened to this guy?
Wow.
I feel so bad for him, actually, but he is really stupid or something.
Good. So they're struggling. Is that the bottom line?
Yeah, they're struggling.
Good.
They're struggling. So if you want, I'm not going to play it here because we're just in the interest of time. We'll move on here, but go look up his GMA interview. He basically caused a big stir because he said that they met with the Queen before the Invictus Games. It's the first time they've seen her in a couple years, and they wouldn't go over for the memorial service of Prince Philip, his grandpa, because of security concerns that are not real. And then they swung by to see the Queen. And then on Good Morning America at the Invictus Games, he said that he went there just to make sure she was surrounded by the right people. And people were like, wait a minute, what? You haven't been anywhere for 2 years. And you're suddenly so concerned. I mean, it was weird. Like, he's just losing his mind. He's losing it.
All right, we'll monitor the situation.
Yeah, we'll get back
House
to
of
that.
Sunny, yeah. Our research staff will monitor this.
So the last thing we were going to talk about today is what? Remind me.
SCOTUS?
SCOTUS. Oh my God. Okay.
Do we have to?
No, we don't. Let's do that on the next podcast. I also wanted to ask our audience, they don't know this, but behind the scenes, we are always talking about objectivism and the objectivists in the world and our disappointments. And I don't bring it up, and it's a difficult show to do for us. I don't even know if there's interest. And I just want to put it out there. Are you guys interested in that topic? Do you want to hear us give our thoughts about the current state of all the schisms and crap going on? There's been this recent kind of bubble of stuff about a schism that took place a few years ago. And the Ayn Rand Institute wrote a piece called On the Schisms or something like that, which we could talk about. And I think it's interesting, but I don't know if my audience thinks it's interesting. I don't know. Doug, would that be something that you would want to do a show about?
Only if people are interested in it, because it's more of a personal thing.
Right.
I don't want people to just get bored, but if people really wanted our take on it, I would absolutely love to give my take. I do on my page occasionally.
I do occasionally too. And I have so much to say that I almost feel overwhelmed by the topic. Because especially when you're dealing with objectivists too, you want to make sure you're offering evidence for what you're saying and not just making assertions. Because otherwise you're going to get not because I'm not willing to do that, but because I will get a flood of negative publicity from that within those circles.
You mean make baseless arguments and assertions that aren't supported by facts, like the Ayn Rand Institute people and Harry Binswanger and people? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We don't want to be that.
We don't want to be like.
We don't want to be like
that. So, but if you guys are interested, please put something in the comments somewhere on Facebook or on YouTube and let us know, because I think we're willing to do it. It's going to take me some prep, and I'm willing to do it because it's important to me. Ayn Rand's books matter to me. Her ideas, I think they matter to this culture. And so unfortunately, it kind of matters what these people are doing. And we can, and I'm talking about not just the Ayn Rand Institute, but the Objective Standard group, the Atlas Society group, like there's all these kind of personalities involved. Most people don't know this crap. And I would try to speak about it somewhat generally. And at worst case scenario, it'll be philosophic detection for the rest of you who don't give a shit. But, I don't know. Dang, it's, you could just also not listen to that episode, I guess. But I feel like you do. I don't really want to get into it if no one's going to listen or no one is interested. So let us know in the comments. And other than that, I think maybe next week, let's talk about the SCOTUS stuff. And I mean, there's probably going to be 10 other topics. It's such an incredibly
we have 50
busy
topics
time.
to go over. This is more of a reintroduce and catch up a little bit.
This was like a fun conversation. We can we'll narrow it down and do some more in-depth dives of serious issues in the next.
Plus, you got to watch your health. We can't stress you out too much. You
can't be too stressed. I can't get upset.
Well, yeah, we got to keep your blood pressure below a certain threshold.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
So we'll leave abortion and SCOTUS and Biden and inflation and everything else. We stuck with the Kardashians and the royals. So
and the Met Gala and
we calibrated this episode to your blood pressure and to your stress level and your hormone.
That's right.
Adrenal levels.
My adrenal levels, right?
We should hook you up to hospital equipment, and then when we get to a certain topic and threshold, we'll just let's go back to the
squirt of.
Let's go back to Meghan Markle.
Vitamin C.
Show the Marilyn Monroe picture. Get it down.
Oh my God, I've just been through too much.
Yeah, it's been tough.
But I'm actually not reading as much news as I normally do, trying to chill and I'm having so much fun with the pop culture stuff because it is just entertaining.
Plus, I have a whole download on all the stuff that I've been doing politically that I think a lot of people would find a lot of interest in how we've really changed our local situation. So I
also want to know your thoughts on the Fed and what's happening, because there's been a lot going on there too. So gosh, we have so many things, and look how we narrowed it down to the most important stuff we prioritized.
That's right.
All right, everybody. Hey, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.
Of Sunny. It's filled with satire and fun. It's been the demise of bad ideas, and we'll know what's right when she's done. So download this free podcast now and give perspectives you may lack. It's concise and right and achieves world peace, guaranteed all your money back. Last time, ready?